Hello and welcome to another edition of Stockwatch on this Friday the 25th of June. So we're capping off the week today looking at airlines and American Airlines in general. The company American Airlines and also Delta, as you know, as we see demand return back to the population. We're seeing obviously a lot more of the stocks rising periodically, but I don't think a lot of airlines have counted for the fact that because a lot of pilots and staff went on a furlough scheme for when the government was paying out these weekly checks and obviously paying for early retirements as well when the pandemic really did kick in. These airlines such as American Airlines and Delta have actually had a staff shortage. So that has meant for certain cancellations. So whereas you've got like American Airlines and other airline companies around the world seeing this big ascension back to pre-pandemic levels, and obviously the demand for going on holiday and traveling in general is going to be returning, they haven't considered the fact or taken into account the fact that they won't have enough pilots and staffing to actually make these trips and flights actually come into fruition. So as I said, it's mainly because of the furlough scheme that the government did put across with giving early retirements as well. But we'll wait and see what happens. You know, Delta have actually said they are recruiting by next summer over 1,000 pilots so that they can actually start getting the ball rolling and getting back out there. But, you know, the new pilots that are coming on board have to actually have training, and obviously there's these new jets coming out as well on a yearly basis. So, you know, the training cycle is taking a bit of time as well for these flights to take off, so to speak. So, you know, you have to wonder if it's going to be a similar situation across other economies as well, such as Europe, Asia and Africa. So just looking at American Airlines first of all today. So the last time I looked at it, I just wanted to point out, you know, this big dissension, you know, it was terrible for the stock. And then we had the rise in the first wave of the pandemic when that was starting to stop, and then obviously we've had this kind of hummingbird bounce up until this double top, you could say roughly about the $26 area. Now we're looking to go downwards in the next leg, and I predicted this because, as I said, we had a little bit of staff shortages, so a lot of cancelled flights, especially in the first couple of weeks of June. So we'll have to wait and see if that's going to really hurt the stock. I'll just zoom in for a better clarification here. So as you can see, the stock is tumbling on the downside, and we are now engulfed in the Ichimoku cloud. The only saving grace I could say is if we do get a sideways pattern, we'll have a bit of a confluence to the upside, because if we see a bounce and support roughly about the high end of the $21, possibly 22, then we'll be looking at a bounce through the cloud back and hopefully doing another test at the recent highs. So just a few things to look out for there. Just bring it down on the intraday chart. Again, nothing too much in the way of intraday charts. Nothing I can sink my teeth into on the RSI neither. We're just waiting to see what the next signals are, and if we do get a bounce at the said support, then we could see prices moving in a higher fashion to the lower end of the Ichimoku cloud here, which is quite significant at the $23 area roughly. If not, as I said, I'll expect a break through this line and another move to the downside. So let's just take a look on Delta as well. So bring it out to the daily chart first of all, just to get a better perspective at everything. And again, I'm just looking to see what the opportunities are. We've had a little bit of a bearish divergence previously, and we're just looking to offset that by seeing if we, again, a little bit like American Airlines, we've got the Ichimoku cloud hanging precariously above the candles, just touching them. So we're just seeing if that's going to weigh down on prices even further, like I predicted before, or we're going to see another sharp upturn to the recent highs, again, roughly at this double top, just above the $50 area. So we'll have to wait and see what the opportunities are in the next few trading sessions, and obviously keep an eye on the macros and fundamentals, because with airlines, you never know. Once, it affects oil as well, it affects gold. With the demand of certain industries coming out of the pandemic as well. So just a few things to keep an eye on. So that's all from the Stock Watch today. Thank you very much for joining me. If you have any comments or queries, please feel free to add them to the post and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Have a great trading day ahead and bye for now.